Hello, Math 130 students. We are going to pick up on page 18, section 7.5. So here we're going to be dealing with a little bit of word problems. So for the first one, it says a triangle with area 40 square inches has a height that is 4 or less than 6 times the base. Find the base and height of the triangle. So at the very least, I know what shape it is. It's a triangle. So that's a good start. So let's just go ahead and start with the triangle. I know the height of a triangle goes from the very top to the very bottom, and that my base is going to go here. So now I have my height and my base. Well, it specifically says that the area is 40 square inches. So perfect. So I know that the area is equal to 40. The other thing that I know is that area is equal to 1/2 times my base times my height. Now, let's read a little bit deeper. It says that the height is 4 less than 6 times the base. So less than, so I know I'm going to be subtracting, so that's subtraction. That less than tells you to reverse the order, so subtract 4. 6 times the base. Well, let's let B be the base. So 6 times that would be 6 times my B. So I know that my height is equal to a 6B minus 4, and that B is equal to my base. And so now I can plug in my values. So I have 40 for my area is equal to this 1/2 times B for base, and my height that I'm plugging in is going to be that 6B minus 4. Now, a couple of things I can do. I can either distribute that 1/2 and everything, or I can multiply by 2. It's easy enough, I guess, to multiply by 1/2 since they're even numbers. So let's just go with that. So I have that 40 is equal to, well, 1/2 times 6. Well, half of 6 is going to give me 2. And B times B is a B squared. Now I have 4 times 1/2, or half of 4 is going to give me a positive 2B. Now I can subtract 40 on both sides. So now I have that 0 is equal to 2b squared plus 2b minus 40. Now I can have a greatest common factor, which is a 2. So I have that b squared plus 1b minus 20. So then from here, if I have 0 is equal to 2, b squared plus b minus 20, well then I can factor a bit further. I know to get to 20, that can be 4 times 5. So I'm going to have a positive 5 and a minus 4 to give me a positive 1 and a negative 20. So I have that 2 is equal to 0. B minus 4 is equal to 0. And b plus 5 is equal to 0. So if that's the case, well, I know that 2 can never equal to 0, so that doesn't work out. I have that b is equal to a positive 4, and b is equal to a negative 5. But it cannot equal to negative 5 because I'm talking about measurement. Measurement can't be negative. So the base here would have to be 4, and it's in inches. So base is equal to 4 inches. Now I have to represent my height. Remember, my height is given to me as 6h minus 4. So I'm going to have a 6 times my h minus my 4. So what I'm plugging in there is 4. So I have 6 times 4, which is 24, minus 4, which is going to give me 20. So I have my base as 4 inches and my height as 20 inches. Now let's look at number 2. For number 2, it says the hypotenuse of a right triangle. So if I'm looking for the shape, it's a right triangle. So I already know it's going to look like this. And that little square tells me that it's 90 degrees, which tells me it's a right triangle. So it specifically says the hypotenuse is 3 times the length of one of its legs. So I don't know what the leg is, so let's call that x for one of the legs. But I know that the hypotenuse is 3 times that. So that would be 3 times x. The length of the other leg, it says the other leg is 4 feet. So that's going to be 4. Find the lengths of the 3 sides of the triangle. For non-integer answers, round your answer to the nearest tenth. Well, I know here that I'm going to have the Pythagoras Theorem, which tells me leg squared plus leg squared is equal to my hypotenuse squared. So this tells me x squared plus 4x squared is equal to my 3x squared. So now I'm going to have an x squared plus a 16x squared. Ooh, and I wrote an x there, didn't I? It should just would have been a 4. Maybe if I had color coded, I can see that it's just a 4. So it's just going to be a positive 16. There we go. And it's equal to a 9x squared. So now let's combine our like terms. So I'm going to minus an x squared to both sides. So now I have that 16 is equal to an 8x squared. So to get the x squared isolated, I'm going to divide both sides by 8. So 16 divided by 8 is equal to 2. And now I can square root to get rid of that square. So now I have that square root of 2 is equal to x, and the negative square root of 2 is equal to x. But remember what I said before, it's measurement. Since I'm measuring, right, it's a length. So it cannot be negative. So x represents the leg. So I have one leg. That was that 4 feet. That one was given. So maybe my second leg, well, that's represented as x, right? Well, x I found out to be the square root of 2. Well, let's put that as a decimal. So if I have the square root of 2, the decimal is going to be 1.414. And if I'm looking for the nearest tenth, that's here. So that tells me that that 1, I'm going to leave it alone. So I have that the square root of 2 rounded to the nearest tenth is 1.4. So 1.4 feet. And so my hypotenuse, don't forget that the hypotenuse here was going to be 3x. So 3x when x is equal to 4, well, 3 times 4 is equal to 12. So I have one leg as 4 feet, my second leg as 1.4 feet, and the hypotenuse as 12 feet. Okay? If you guys have any questions, please feel free to email me, the Math Success Center, or the tutor. Thank you.